Welcome to Screamville, the official home of horror. Today we travel to the city of Kamloops. Sitting amidst the rolling hills of British Columbia, Canada, stands a relic of a bygone era. Tranquille Sanatorium, once a beacon of hope for the afflicted, now casts a long, unsettling shadow. Its dilapidated buildings whisper tales of suffering, despair, and the lingering echoes of those who never truly left. The wind howls through broken windows, carrying with it a bone-chilling coldness that seeps into your very core. As you step onto the grounds, the air grows heavy with the weight of untold stories. A sense of dread washes over you, a primal instinct warning of the unseen forces that dwell within these crumbling walls. This is no ordinary place. This is Tranquille Sanatorium, a place where the veil between our world and the next wears thin. A place where the living tread lightly, ever mindful of the spirits that are said to roam its corridors. The story of Tranquille Sanatorium began in 1907, a time when tuberculosis, known as the White Plague, ravaged communities with terrifying speed. Established as a refuge for those afflicted with this deadly disease, Tranquille promised fresh air, rest, and a glimmer of hope in the face of a grim diagnosis. But the sanatorium's idyllic setting belied the suffering contained within its walls. Patients, isolated from loved ones, fought a losing battle against a relentless killer. The air, once filled with the hopeful chatter of recovery, grew thick with the sound of coughs, the stench of sickness, and the final rattling breaths of the dying. As medical advancements brought tuberculosis under control, Tranquille's purpose shifted. In 1958, it transitioned into a mental health facility, housing those deemed unfit for society. The treatments, often experimental and brutal, left an indelible mark on the institution's already troubled history. With the closure of the mental health facility in 1983, Tranquille Sanatorium fell into a state of disrepair, its once grand buildings succumbing to the ravages of time and neglect. But while the physical structures crumbled, the stories of those who lived and died within its walls refused to fade. Whispers of unexplained occurrences began to circulate. Locals spoke of strange lights emanating from the abandoned buildings, disembodied voices echoing through the empty corridors, and shadowy figures lurking in the periphery of their vision. Some dismissed these tales as mere folklore, the product of overactive imaginations fueled by the sanatorium's eerie ambience. But others, drawn to the unknown, saw these stories as more than just campfire tales. They believed that Tranquille held on to the energy of its troubled past, a place where the veil between the living and the dead was thin, allowing spirits to linger and interact with the physical world. Today, Tranquille Sanatorium stands as a testament to the enduring power of our fascination with the unknown. It is a place where history and the paranormal collide, where the tangible and the intangible intertwine to create an experience that is both unsettling and strangely alluring. For some, Tranquille is a chilling reminder of the fragility of life, a place where the echoes of suffering and despair continue to reverberate through the years. For others, it is a beacon, drawing them to explore the mysteries of the afterlife, seeking answers to questions that have plagued humanity for centuries. Whether you believe in ghosts or simply appreciate the weight of history, one thing is certain: Tranquille Sanatorium is a place that stays with you long after you've left its grounds. It is a place where the past refuses to be forgotten, and where the line between reality and the supernatural blurs with every step you take. At the dawn of the 20th century, a silent killer stalked the globe. Tuberculosis, known as the White Plague, ripped through communities, leaving a trail of devastation in its wake. It was a time of great fear and uncertainty as doctors struggled to understand and combat this invisible enemy. Tuberculosis, a highly contagious bacterial infection that primarily attacked the lungs, spread through the air with alarming ease. A simple cough, a sneeze, even speaking, could release tiny droplets containing the deadly bacteria, infecting anyone in close proximity. The disease spared no one, rich or poor, young or old. It struck down people in their prime, leaving families shattered and communities reeling from its relentless grip. In the absence of effective treatments, those diagnosed with tuberculosis faced a grim prognosis, often sent away to sanatoriums, isolated institutions designed to contain the spread of the disease. In the midst of this growing epidemic, a glimmer of hope emerged on the shores of Kamloops Lake in British Columbia, Canada. In 1907, the Tranquille Sanatorium, originally known as the King Edward Memorial Sanatorium, opened its doors, offering a sanctuary for those battling the White Plague. The sanatorium's location was carefully chosen for its therapeutic qualities. Nestled amidst rolling hills and overlooking the serene waters of the lake, Tranquille provided a tranquil setting, believed to be conducive to healing and recovery. The dry, fresh air, combined with rest and a nutritious diet, formed the cornerstone of treatment in this era before antibiotics. Life at Tranquille revolved around a strict regimen designed to combat the disease and prevent its spread. Patients adhered to a schedule of bed rest, fresh air treatments, and carefully monitored meals. The sanatorium, with its spacious verandas and open-air pavilions, became a place where patients could find respite from the confines of their illness, surrounded by others who understood their plight. Life within the sanatorium walls was a double-edged sword. While Tranquille offered a haven from the outside world, it also brought with it a sense of isolation and confinement. Patients separated from loved ones faced an uncertain future, their days punctuated by medical examinations, treatments, and the ever-present fear of their condition worsening. The days were long, and time seemed to move at a different pace within the sanatorium walls. Patients, eager for distractions from their illness and the monotony of their surroundings, found solace in simple pleasures. They formed close bonds with fellow patients, sharing stories, laughter, and the burden of their shared experience. Music and entertainment offered a welcome escape from the reality of their situation. The sanatorium's recreation hall, with its piano and stage, came alive with the sounds of singing, laughter, and the clatter of dominoes. These moments of joy, however fleeting, provided a much-needed respite from the ever-present shadow of illness. Despite the hardships and uncertainties they faced, the residents of Tranquille Sanatorium found ways to create a sense of community within the confines of their isolation. They forged deep bonds with one another, united by their shared experiences and the fragility of life. Romance blossomed within the sanatorium walls, offering a glimmer of hope and normalcy in the face of adversity. Couples, brought together by circumstance, found solace and companionship in each other's arms, their love stories unfolding against the backdrop of illness and uncertainty. The staff at Tranquille, from the dedicated doctors and nurses to the compassionate orderlies and kitchen staff, played a vital role in the lives of the patients. They provided not only medical care but also emotional support, becoming surrogate family members for those far from home. As the 1950s dawned, a sense of optimism swept through the medical community. The discovery of antibiotics, hailed as a miracle cure, revolutionized the treatment of infectious diseases, including tuberculosis. What was once a death sentence now held the promise of a cure, offering hope to millions around the world. The impact on Tranquille Sanatorium was profound. As the number of tuberculosis cases dwindled, the once bustling institution found itself with empty beds and a dwindling purpose. The very air that had once carried the coughs of the afflicted now seemed to hum with an unsettling silence, a quiet testament to the changing times. But while the fight against tuberculosis was being won, other battles raged on. Mental illness, long stigmatized and misunderstood, remained a pressing societal concern. With its vast facilities and idyllic setting, Tranquille Sanatorium was deemed the ideal location for a new chapter in its history. A transition that would forever alter its legacy. In 1958, the Tranquille Sanatorium embarked on a new and controversial path, transitioning from a tuberculosis treatment center to a mental health facility. The once hopeful haven for those seeking respite from a physical ailment now became home to individuals grappling with unseen wounds, the complexities of the human mind. The transition was not without its challenges. The staff, once accustomed to caring for the physical needs of tuberculosis patients, now found themselves ill-equipped to address the complexities of mental illness. The treatments of the era, often experimental and lacking in scientific rigor, ranged from the controversial to the downright barbaric. Despite the best intentions, a dark cloud began to settle over Tranquille. The once peaceful grounds, once filled with the sounds of nature and the hopeful chatter of recovery, now echoed with the cries of the distressed and the whispers of those who felt forgotten by society. As the years passed, whispers of mistreatment and abuse began to surface from within the walls of Tranquille. Stories circulated of patients subjected to experimental therapies, their minds and bodies prodded and probed in the name of progress. The idyllic setting, once a source of solace and healing, now seemed to amplify the sense of isolation and despair. The use of electroshock therapy, lobotomies, and heavy sedation became increasingly common, their long-term effects poorly understood and often devastating. Patients, stripped of their autonomy and dignity, became subjects rather than individuals, their voices silenced within the confines of the institution. The once strong sense of community that had characterized Tranquille's early years as a tuberculosis sanatorium slowly eroded. Fear and mistrust replaced camaraderie, as patients and staff alike became ensnared in a system that seemed to prioritize control over compassion. By the 1980s, the tide had turned against institutionalization as a primary means of addressing mental health. The failings of institutions like Tranquille, coupled with the emergence of new, more humane treatment approaches, spelled the end of an era. In 1983, the doors of Tranquille Sanatorium closed for good, its legacy forever tarnished by the shadows of its past. The once grand buildings, now abandoned and left to the elements, stood as a haunting reminder of a time when society grappled with how to care for its most vulnerable members. But even in its abandonment, Tranquille refused to be forgotten. Stories of unexplained occurrences began to circulate, whispers of restless spirits, and the lingering echoes of suffering. The sanatorium, once a place of healing and hope, had become a magnet for the paranormal, its troubled past forever intertwined with the unknown. With the departure of the living, a palpable shift occurred at Tranquille. The silence, once heavy with the weight of human suffering, now pulsed with an unseen energy. It was as if the very walls, imbued with the remnants of countless lives lived and lost, had become a conduit to another realm. Locals, long accustomed to the sanatorium's presence overlooking the lake, began to report strange occurrences. Lights flickered on in the dead of night, illuminating vacant windows with an ethereal glow. Unexplained noises like distant whispers and disembodied footsteps echoed through the empty corridors, sending chills down the spines of those who dared to venture near. The stories, whispered at first, grew bolder, fueled by a growing sense that Tranquille was no ordinary abandoned building. It was a place where the veil between the living and the dead seemed to thin, allowing spirits to cross over and make their presence known. Among the many spirits said to roam Tranquille, certain figures emerged from the shadows, their stories intertwined with the sanatorium's tragic past. There was the young boy, his laughter echoing through the abandoned halls, a poignant reminder of a childhood cut short by illness. Then there was the nurse, her spectral form gliding through the corridors, her white uniform a stark contrast to the decay surrounding her. Was she still tending to her patients, her spirit bound to the place where she had dedicated her life to easing suffering? And who could forget the anguished cries of the woman said to have lost her child within the sanatorium's walls? Her sorrow, palpable and heart-wrenching, seemed to permeate every corner of the building, a chilling reminder of the profound grief that clung to the site. As word of Tranquille's paranormal activity spread, so too did the number of curious souls drawn to its grounds. Paranormal investigators, armed with EMF readers, EVP recorders, and cameras equipped to capture the unseen, descended upon the site, eager to document evidence of the afterlife. Their findings, often captured on film and audio recordings, sent shivers down the spines of even the most hardened skeptics. Disembodied voices whispered from empty rooms, responding to questions posed by the investigators. Shadows danced at the edge of the camera's lens, fleeting glimpses of figures that seemed to vanish as quickly as they appeared. Some investigators claimed to have made contact with the spirits of former patients and staff, their voices captured on EVP recordings, their messages often fragmented and haunting, offering glimpses into the pain and longing that seemed to linger within the sanatorium's walls. Beneath the imposing facade of Tranquille Sanatorium lay a secret network of tunnels, their dark and dusty passages weaving a labyrinth beneath the main buildings. These tunnels, once used to transport supplies and patients, now served as a breeding ground for the most unsettling paranormal activity. Those brave enough to venture into the tunnels spoke of an oppressive atmosphere, a feeling of being watched by unseen eyes. The air grew thick with the scent of decay and the faint metallic tang of blood, a chilling reminder of the sanatorium's medical past. Unexplained noises amplified by the tunnel's acoustics echoed through the darkness, tormenting those who dared to enter. Footsteps, dragging and heavy, seemed to follow close behind. Yet when investigators turned to face the source of the sound, they found only emptiness. Tranquille Sanatorium's story extends far beyond its crumbling walls. It has seeped into the very fabric of local culture, becoming a modern-day ghost story whispered around campfires and shared in hushed tones. The tales, passed down through generations, have taken on a life of their own, blurring the lines between fact and folklore. For the residents of Kamloops and the surrounding area, Tranquille is more than just an abandoned building. It's a tangible link to the past, a place where the echoes of bygone eras still resonate. Some view it with reverence, recognizing its historical significance and the stories it holds. Others, drawn to the allure of the unknown, see it as a place of pilgrimage, eager to experience its eerie ambience firsthand. In recent years, Tranquille Sanatorium has experienced a resurgence, transforming from a place to be feared into a destination for thrill seekers and history buffs alike. The site, now partially open to the public, offers guided tours that delve into its layered past, from its days as a tuberculosis sanatorium to its controversial stint as a mental health facility. For those seeking a more immersive experience, Tranquille also hosts paranormal investigations and ghost hunts, Armed with flashlights and EMF readers, participants can explore the sanatorium's darkened corridors and abandoned wards, hoping to catch a glimpse of the unexplained, or perhaps even communicate with the spirits rumored to reside there. But Tranquille's appeal extends beyond its haunted reputation. The site's natural beauty, with its stunning views of Kamloops Lake and the surrounding hills, has also made it a popular spot for photographers, nature enthusiasts, and those seeking a unique backdrop for special events. Rather than shying away from its haunted reputation, Tranquille has embraced its ghostly tales, incorporating them into events and activities that draw visitors from far and wide. The sanatorium's annual Halloween festivities, featuring haunted houses, spooky tours, and costume parties, have become legendary, attracting thousands of revelers eager to experience a night of fright and fun. Beyond the scares, Tranquille also hosts historical reenactments and living history events that offer a glimpse into its past. Visitors can step back in time, interacting with actors portraying doctors, nurses, and patients from different eras, gaining a deeper understanding of the sanatorium's evolution and the people who lived and worked within its walls. By acknowledging and embracing its past, both the light and the dark, Tranquille Sanatorium has found a way to honor its history while creating new memories for generations to come. It's a testament to the power of storytelling and our enduring fascination with the unknown. The line between fact and fiction blurs at Tranquille Sanatorium. While historical records document its existence as a tuberculosis sanatorium and later as a mental health facility, the stories of paranormal activity add another layer of intrigue, one that defies easy explanation. Skeptics argue that the sanatorium's haunted reputation is a product of overactive imaginations, fueled by its eerie ambiance and the human tendency to find patterns in randomness. The creaking floorboards, the flickering lights, the sudden drafts of cold air, these are easily explained away as natural phenomena, the result of an aging building left to the elements. But for believers, the evidence is compelling. The eyewitness accounts, the EVP recordings, the photographs capturing unexplained anomalies. These suggest a reality beyond our understanding, a realm where the spirits of the dead linger, seeking closure, or perhaps simply drawn to the familiar surroundings of their earthly existence. As Tranquille Sanatorium stands at the crossroads of history and the paranormal, its future remains uncertain yet full of possibility. Will it continue to evolve as a destination for dark tourism, its ghostly tales attracting those eager to confront their fears and explore the mysteries of the afterlife? Or will it find new life as a center for historical preservation and education, its walls whispering the stories of those who lived, suffered, and found solace within its confines? Perhaps the answer lies in a delicate balance, a way to honor its past while embracing the possibilities of the future. One thing is certain: Tranquille Sanatorium will continue to captivate the imagination, its haunting beauty, and the enduring mysteries it holds, ensuring its place in local lore and the annals of the unexplained for generations to come. It stands as a testament to the enduring power of the past, a place where history, mystery, and the human spirit converge. As the sun dips below the horizon, casting long shadows over the grounds of Tranquille Sanatorium, a sense of uneasy stillness settles upon the site. The wind whispers through the broken windows, carrying with it the faint scent of decay and the weight of untold stories. Tranquille, once a beacon of hope for the afflicted, now stands as a sentinel of a bygone era, its crumbling facade a testament to the passage of time and the enduring power of the human spirit. Despite its abandonment and decay, Tranquille refuses to be forgotten. Its presence lingers in the minds of those who have walked its halls, felt its chill, and heard the whispers of its spectral residents. it has become a part of the local folklore, a place where the veil between the living and the dead seems to thin, blurring the lines between reality and the supernatural. Tranquille's story is a complex tapestry woven from threads of hope and despair, of healing and suffering, of life and death. It is a place where the echoes of the past reverberate through the present, reminding us of the fragility of life and the enduring power of the human spirit. Tranquille Sanatorium stands as a monument to contradictions. It was a place of healing, yet its walls bore witness to unimaginable suffering. It was a sanctuary for the afflicted, yet many felt trapped within its confines. It was a place where science and superstition intersected, where medical breakthroughs were overshadowed by experimental treatments that left lasting scars. The sanatorium's duality is reflected in its architecture, a blend of grandeur and decay. The once imposing facade, now weathered and overgrown, hints at a time when Tranquille stood as a symbol of progress and hope. Yet behind the crumbling walls, the empty corridors and abandoned wards whisper tales of neglect, despair, and the slow, inexorable march of time. Tranquille's contradictions extend beyond its physical structure. It is a place that evokes both fear and fascination, a site of tragedy and beauty, a testament to both the fragility and resilience of the human spirit. Whether you believe in ghosts or simply appreciate the weight of history, there is an undeniable allure to Tranquille Sanatorium. It is a place where the boundaries of our understanding blur, where logic and reason give way to the possibility of something more, something beyond our comprehension. The human mind craves explanation, seeking order in the chaos of the universe. When confronted with the unknown, we often turn to stories, to myths and legends to make sense of the unexplainable. Tranquille, with its haunted reputation and tragic past, provides fertile ground for such stories to take root and flourish. Belief is a powerful force, shaping our perceptions and influencing our experiences. Those who visit Tranquille expecting to encounter the paranormal often find what they seek, their senses heightened, their imaginations running wild in the face of every creak, groan, and flicker of light. As the last rays of sunlight fade from the sky, Tranquille Sanatorium seems to exhale, releasing the day's heat and settling into an uneasy peace. The silence, broken only by the chirping of crickets and the occasional hoot of an owl, is both deafening and comforting. Tranquille may be a place of unrest, its halls haunted by the echoes of the past, but there is also a strange beauty to its solitude, a sense of serenity that belies its troubled history. The stories of Tranquille, whether rooted in fact or folklore, serve as a reminder of the enduring power of the human spirit. They speak of our capacity for both great love and unimaginable cruelty, of our resilience in the face of adversity, and our enduring fascination with the mysteries of life and death. As you turn to leave Tranquille behind, you can't shake the feeling that a part of you will remain, forever intertwined with the spirits that roam its corridors and the stories that continue to be told. Tranquille is a place that stays with you, a haunting reminder that some wounds never truly heal, and some stories are destined to be told and retold for generations to come.